So now we're coming up on the spawn and you can see the light colored water. This is the first day it just kicked off. Over the next couple days, that area will cover more distance. This is like the new year for us.
Couldn't wait.
When we harvest herring eggs, you know, the herring begin to spawn and you're going out and checking every day. Part of that process is connecting with yourself, connecting with the land. Right now we're cruising around Fish Egg Island and we're just looking for signs of the herring moving closer. So when that happens, you see a lot of marine mammals. And so right now we're just scouting. And this time of year, we try to do that every day, just to gauge how close the herring are getting to the shores. Because once they reach these shores, they could spawn at any time. As the days go by, you'll see a lot of people out in the boat, scouting, setting trees, picking kelp. And oftentimes this is like the first time you see them all winter.
Back when I was a young kid, it would spawn for 2 weeks. Different places. Never was a real big hurry. But today, you get like 3 days of good spawn, and if you miss out on a day or two, you're not going to get good eggs. You have to be right there when they start. Well, after much searching, we found this tree that's going to be suitable. Back in 1,000 years ago, we used the stone adze, but now we've evolved a little bit, and so we got this guy. Hey, timber. My grandmother told me you stay away from underneath the big spruce trees because pitch will drip down and get on here, and then it'll taste like spruce pitch. But anyway, those are kind of the criteria you use.
When we select trees, we don't harvest trees from the same location every year. We want to ensure that we don't take from the same area, because when you cut a tree down, everything around it has to adjust.
This one's not quite as good because it's got a lot of dead needles on it, and then when you pull the eggs off, they'll come with it. So
So later we'll find some rocks and we'll attach the rocks with a string onto the base of the tree, and that way when we submerge them in the water, the rock will sink the trunk down like this and they'll kind of float like this in the water.
it's kind of nice to share with everybody. We have lots of people that cannot or don't have access. Like, the access is not all the same, so they depend on somebody like Heather to share with them. And that's kind of the way our culture works, you know. You get any excess, it's always shared with family, friends. Make sure everybody has some. That's the way it works.
This series is brought to you by Work Sharp. Sharpen anything with a blade, Work Sharp makes it easy to do right. The real magic behind every sharp edge. The number of trees we set really depends on the amount of spawn that we're seeing and the distance that it covers. Sometimes there'll be a little spot spawn where the herring will kick off in one area and then it'll just stop. So it just started spawning this morning, so we're going to take some trees out there and set them and then make a decision from there whether we set additional trees or wait and see if it kicks off heavier in other places. We cut the trees down just in time. My uncle lives in Ketchikan, which is a more urban area. They don't have a herring spawn over there, so we'll set a tree for him and send him some eggs that we harvest.
You can take a picture of it. Yeah.
Okay.
And tell him we set one for him. And we'll tell him it turned out good whether it does or not.
The agencies send a plane to measure and collect data on this spawn. See all the eagles diving for herring? So they pick them up with their talons and they eat them in the air, and they all just circle and gorge.
And you're trying to set these because the wind blows you off, and there's a lot of kelp. So it's just handier to get everything ready ahead of time, so when you pull up to the place, you just overboard they go.
So now we're coming up on the spawn and you can see the light colored water. This is the first day it just kicked off. Over the next couple days, that area will cover more distance.
It's not the only day we're going to do this. Like, it spawns for miles clear around this whole island. It should. So, I mean, we're trying to get these in here right away, but we'll have to get some more trees in case it quits spawning here. We don't know. We just have to play it by ear.
Since the herring only spawn once a year, when Dad teaches me about this process, you really only have one opportunity a year to learn about it. while practicing and participating. So,
Did you get Uncle George's buoy out?
yep.
Morning, John. How you doing?
Hey, Uncle. Are you okay being on camera?
Huh?
Are you okay?
I think I dressed for it. Put some out already? I put some over here.
John
I
and
can
Leah.
see some herring, you know.
We belong to the same clan.
Yep, that's all herring down there. Here's the bottom right here, and then we have about 3 fathoms or 20 feet of herring that are laying on the bottom right here.
Ready? This is really an abundant time of year, and the salmon come out of the streams. You know, the salmon fry come out of the streams. There's a plankton bloom right around this time, and it all kind of happens simultaneously. So when the herring spawn and hatch, there's a food source. You know, that plankton is a food source not only for the salmon fry, but the herring after they hatch. Yep. I missed it.
That one's ready?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you like you're hearing impaired, like I am.
Talk to me like I have to talk to you.
Ah! What?
I said! So we come out every day at low tide to check the thickness of the eggs on our hemlock trees, and that's what we're doing today. It's the 3rd day of the herring spawn, and it looks like the herring are still spawning. I might harvest one of these trees tonight.
Like some good kelp right there.
See the eggs on our tree trunk.
Kevin. Shallow here.
So this is the first tree we're checking for the evening, and I'm gonna have Dad take a look to see if it looks thick enough for us to cut the boughs off.
It could get a little thicker perhaps, but that's good enough. It's plenty good. So we're going to harvest and not risk losing them or something like that, you know.
So we're holding the boughs up to the light to see if we can see any grit, and I don't see any. They look clean, so these are good to save, and we'll just continue to harvest the boughs off the hemlock tree. It looks like ice. I cut the float line and the sinker line loose There's no string left on our tree, and we're gonna let this tree go into the water, and all the remaining eggs on it will be able to hatch.
This show is brought to you by Canned Amp. It's rare to find something that works this hard and still delivers that much fun. When it comes to wheels, this is my favorite way to explore the backcountry.
When you harvest a blade of kelp, you want to make sure you detach it below this. If you pick it from this bulb, this oozes a lot of slime and it'll make your egg slimy. And we hold it up to the light to check it for signs of grit, sand, debris. And this is pretty clean, so we'll keep it. But the prime pieces are double-sided, real thick. Blanch this in hot water and leave the eggs on the kelp. If you want to remove them after cooking, you can use the side of a fork and scrape it, or just eat them kelp and all. These peelers, you can peel them up, peel the eggs off and cook them separate, or just cook it like this and they'll peel very easily in the pan. So we get these packed up and distributed as soon as possible because they don't have a long shelf life. When the herring spawn on the kelp, it suffocates the blades, and it over time, over the next several days, it will start to disintegrate and it'll crumble. So you just have a little window to harvest your kelp. Look at that.
Somebody went off all at once, huh?
You dip them a few times in the water before you leave them in the water, and that's to get them used to it. My dad says you need to acclimate the eggs. And then you submerge them in the water. It doesn't take very long to cook them. And to test if they're done, you pull the eggs in the same direction as the hemlock bough grows, and if they peel off easy, they're done. I'm gonna drizzle seal oil on the eggs that are in this pan. With seal oil, a little goes a long way.
So it's kind of nice to get these where they drain a little bit. The downside is when they're not in water, there's still a lot of adhesive, and they stick together. After a couple more days out in the seawater, they won't do that so much.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
We're gonna send you a box of eggs.
You're all right sometimes.
We set a little tree and we wrote your name on the float, and it actually did the best out of all the trees. So we're on our way to find my Uncle Don, and we're gonna share some branch eggs with him and a jar of seal oil and a bag of crispy fat. Elders are our priority. They're our knowledge keepers. Many of them can't go out and harvest their own foods anymore. We still want to make sure they have access to those traditional foods. And so whenever we harvest, we make sure that we generously share them with elders in the community and in neighboring communities. So that's what we're doing today. Hey, Uncle Don.
Yes.
How are you?
Good, good.
Here, I can hold
If I
this.
just put that on the porch here.
Okay, I can put it out there.
Yeah.
You. Many of our foods and practices in our culture really can't be compared to anything else. And that's what makes it beautiful.